and Kata, where we're going to be going buck ass wild, full of niggery on nerd culture and some Black Twitter bullshit. So if you just want to, kind of kick out for that, we're gonna have some fun, talk some shit. It's just an extended roasting session. That's what it is. It's an extended roasting session, but you get 2 times the nigga. 2 times the nigga, not just one. Okay, let's do a little roll call real quick. We got who we got in here? We got aTraes Black Privilege with the super chat. Let me go ahead and dance on you really quick because that's insane. That is insane. With all your bitchin', get back in the kitchen. I'm hungry. Don't test me, bitch. Don't test me, bitch. Don't test me, bitch. Do not test me, bitch. I will use my fist. I will smack your lip. I will bust your shit. Oh, yeah. Shouts out to you. He says, my white bubbler Jeeves delivered me your stream. Hey, man, that's funny. Shouts out to my guy, Brandon, the anime guy. He says, yeah, my guys, aTraes and Kata kicking it. Can't wait to watch it. Yeah. So I anticipate it's going to be a little struggle streaming, but we got to go ahead and get started because that starts at 6 o'clock and it's already 4:30. So, yeah, we got Hakami in the chat. We got Leonardo Gostal in the chat. We got Phantom Wars in the chat. Brandon in the chat. Cryptic Beats in the chat. Jeremy Hughes in the chat. And yeah, we're gonna kick it straight like that. So, oh damn, they're going hitting the mic again. He goes, where's the link to that stream? I'm about to post that for you right now. Let me go ahead and put that in there. You know what I'm saying? All right. Put that in the chat. Shouts out to this one final boss. Hey, what's up, my guy? Glad you can make it. That is the link. I just dropped the link to the stream of New Black Streak. So we're going to be doing that. I feel like I could zoom out a little bit. Let me zoom out a little bit because I'm a little bit close. I feel like y'all can see the pores in my skin or some shit. I don't know. Kind of awkward. Let's go ahead and zoom out. Yeah, that's a little bit better. It's a little bit better. Yeah, we can deal with that right now. I'm loving the shirt though. I'm loving the shirt. So, we got a lot to talk about. Let's go ahead and get started. So, our boy Nick Calandra had a lot of news going on this past week, and we got to talk about it. So, let's go ahead and bring up this video, man. This was an expose for your ass. I alluded to it earlier in the week on one of my earlier videos. And we're going to break it down. I don't know if we're going to make it through the whole 23 minutes because a lot of allegations was tossed out during this. But it just goes to show you, I've told y'all a great many of times. A lot of these people love to pretend like they're like the moral authority over everybody. And then secretly behind doors, they ain't shit. I beg your pardon. So we're going to talk about it. So let me shrink me. Pause. You know what I'm saying? Pause. All right. And then let me enlarge. I'm going to stop that before I even have to say pause. Come on. All right. So here we go. Where's my sound? Oh, there we go. So you know how we do. We got to at least put it on 1.25 speed. At least. All right.
This video is not meant for mass appeal. It is meant to inform the SWG community and the developers and games media members who supported us along the way. That would include the 18,000 or so.
It's not on 1.5. This nigga just talk fast. I'm just letting y'all know that.
Patreon members and the over 400,000 YouTube subs. And
so let's just go ahead and skip forward. Thankfully, he put in some bookmarks for us. So let's go ahead and skip to this
There
part.
are two details above all others that create a little cognitive dissonance, making it hard to believe negative criticism of Nick Calandra. If Nick is so bad, then why did the others resign in solidarity? That's not how it went down. It just looked better for the news. How it went down is I warned everyone we were going to be fired because the executives were tired of Nick overpromising, overspending, and underdelivering, and were offering me his job. He had driven up costs by over 70% since the start of the year and lost somewhere around $30,000 to $60,000 per month on YouTube side alone, and getting worse. Only 3 people got to resign from the Escapist video team, myself and 2 others deemed profitable. Everyone else was fired. Yahtzee legally had to be the last to leave, so we wouldn't trigger a solicitation clause or no poaching clause. He wasn't poaching, but we didn't want to take any chances with whatever might be in his 15-year-old contract. Speaking for myself, there were a few hang-ups, but I liked the rest of the team, and Nick gave me a chance to get into the space to begin with, so I figured I could give him one as well.
So basically what he's describing is what happened to them leaving the Escapists, okay? Nick Calandra left first, and Frost of Rivia, he followed behind him. And he said that Nick Calandra had ran up the cost by over 70%. That is a lot of goddamn money for your ass. For a company? God damn. You ran up costs 70%?
But now I found out that even what I knew to be true at the time wasn't the full story. The rest of the team and I didn't know that Gamers was planning on sacking Nick and giving the rest of us creative freedom at The Escapist. Nick threw a fit, said The Escapist would never be profitable. Yes, there would be layoffs because Nick went on a hiring spree and his Prima project failed spectacularly, but the rest of us would get to do what we wanted with the channel. Essentially, Nick threw us under the bus due to his failure to deliver on what he promised. The second detail from the perspective of a vocal minority is that this is some kind of alt-right grift attack against Nick. No, Nick has slighted many people with all kinds of ideologies and political views. I, unlike Nick, am not really the type to give unsavory people on Twitter the time and attention, and trying to frame it as me standing with them as a distraction from the fact that the intent of this is to point out that Nick Calandra specifically is the worst type of person that can end up in games media.
I agree. I agree. What you'll find in this, shout out to Michael who's in the chat. What you'll find throughout the 20 minutes of this video is that Nick Calandra is indeed some of the worst kind of people to be in the industry. Why? Because they sit behind closed doors pretending to be this moral authority, like, oh, I'm so much morally equipped than the rest of you. Whole time behind closed doors, they running up the bullshit.
Been highly unethical, and the unfortunate effects of this is the validity of everything that's been published under his tenure will now come into question. I traced it as far back as August 2017 when Nick did not publicly disclose that one of the studios he was making a documentary for had offered a minimum $4,000 investment to get his fan-funded Kickstarter across the line. Since then, he's been trying to make bigger and bolder moves. They just don't pan out how you'd expect them to, I suppose. Claims to stand up for workers, developers, creatives, and consumers, essentially branding himself and the crew as the change that the games industry desperately needs.
You probably expect...
Shouts out to Michael with the $9, the $10. Ain't no point in saying $9. I don't know what YouTube doing the $9.99. Shouts out to you, my guy. You know we got to dance on them with the super chats. So let's go ahead and hit the dance.
With all your bitch and get back in the kitchen. I'm hungry. Don't test me, bitch. Don't test me, bitch. Don't test me, bitch. Do not test me, bitch. I will use my fist. I will smack your lip. I will bust your shit. Oh, yeah.
Love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. Okay, let's get back to it.
Expect me to end this video by saying something like, it's social media, so none of this really matters anyway.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't even read the fucking super chat. Grab a beer on me. Shouts out to you, bro. I absolutely will. Nah, I ain't gonna lie. That's gonna probably go towards my cocaine fund.
People are going to play the game regardless because the vast majority don't care how something is made and just want to have fun. Well, alright, that's all true. But what's also true is that we at Second Wind and you, the person watching this right now, spend a lot of time thinking about online conversations like this, or otherwise you wouldn't be here. Maybe you'll end up having actual interesting discussions about things like AI, unions in the game industry, plagiarism, games media, oh, and my personal favorite, out-of-touch executives.
His actions, however, have been anything but noble. During my short time at The Escapist and at SWG, he attempted to steer content in a direction that validated his views and minimized criticism of his biases and underhandedly tried to micromanage every creative decision.
I mean, need we say more? Need we say more? He used his power at Second Wind to enhance his own ideology and undermine the ideology of anybody else who wasn't in lockstep with him. Me personally, I would say that's probably a good 50% of the industry, in my personal opinion. I don't know that to be true. I'm guesstimating. But based on how these people operate in the industry, look, the Trillis, it was a joke. It was a joke. It was a joke.
Why the fuck you lying?
I'm not lying,
Why
bro.
you always lying? Oh my God.
I'm not lying. Kurt, get the fuck out of here. I'm not even gonna look at you. I'm not even looking at. I'm not even gonna look at you. I'm not even gonna look at you, Kurt. Fucking sick of Kurt Angle.
Isolated, overworked, verbally attacked, and manipulated his coworkers. He blackballed developers and asked for game coverage one too many times for his liking, even though he set himself as the direct point of contact for the group and was actively against the idea of us giving free shoutouts or small deals to smaller devs who couldn't afford it. He would then try to funnel them back his way to bargain for paid consultations. All the while, he misrepresented audience feedback to exert his vision on the channel and misled the team and community about the cost of running a business in order to appeal to their sympathy and draw out more money from them.
Oh, well, that's one of the oldest tricks in the book. Gaslight your audience. Oh, man. It costs this to do this, and we spending so much money doing this, and guys, I don't know. If we don't get no donations, we gonna go broke. We ain't gonna be able to do this anymore. And then the audience feel bad, and they're like, damn, let's shell out some more money. Like, listen, I appreciate every super chat I get. I appreciate every sub I get. But I want people to sub to me because of the value I bring, not because I'm begging you for money. Yeah, I plan on doing some GoFundMe, some, Kickstarters or whatever the case may be. But that's after I've already shown you the project that I'm trying to make, a vision. I'm not finna get on here and be like, hey, bro, I want to make a movie. Send me some money. Fuck out of here, man. Fuck out of here. I'm not doing that. If you don't know, here we go. Here we go.
Let him hit it raw. You didn't have second thoughts. Now you a single mom. Now you a single mom.
Yeah. Shouts out to Adair Soto with the one gifted membership. I appreciate you, bro. And so yeah, I want if you donate to my channel, if you donate to like my cause, I want you to know exactly what it is that you're paying for. And I've already, like, since we hit 10K subs, I've already told you guys what the plan is for this channel going forward, what we want to do. Eventually, we want to get to the point where we're making content, and I'm not talking about skits. I want to make the films. I want to be the production studio. So eventually we'll get there. But right now, I'm not going to ask people to, hey, guys, can you donate money so we can, it would be nice. It would make it easier for me so I could quit one of these daytime jobs. But nah, we're not doing that.
All of this is so he can finally fulfill his creative vision, and when pressed on why he is paid as much as he is, he responds, I've gotten accustomed to a certain lifestyle, and I have a...
Oh, just in case you didn't know, Yahtzee making $12,000, Nick Calandra making $8,000, everybody else making $6,000 and below. You can't make this shit up.
God damn it! You can't make this shit up!
Can't make it up.
a mortgage to pay. In 6 months, his business decisions, content strategy, and community management raised our costs, just our cost, from somewhere around $600,000 to a forecasted ballooning $1 million cost operation. And it wrote,
How? These niggas ain't running a production studio. These niggas on YouTube. I mean, maybe can somebody let me know, does Second Wind do something that I don't know? No, I didn't think so.
our goodwill and income, which he leveraged to make more decisions. For clarification, I don't believe Nick intentionally tanked SWG's value. From what I could find and from my experience, Nick doesn't set out with the intent to fail, and is stubborn about using the same failed plan he's been using for the past 6 years. You can see on screen what is essentially Calandra's thumbprint across Gamumentary, The Escapist, Prima, and now Second Wind. He's been made aware by others and myself that what he does doesn't work. It's the whole reason everyone was fired to begin with. He refuses to change his ways and actively sabotages anyone who tries to help him or notify the rest of the team. And while I do hold Nick 99% accountable for SWG's problems, the structure within SWG was unstable from the start and falling apart, and most of the times I butted heads was when I tried to slow things down to reevaluate our costs and stop the...
I don't understand this whole business model, right? What is the look at this shit. YouTube, the income from April, the second quarter, April to June 2024. YouTube only brought in $40,000. Twitch brought in $1,200. The Patreon brought in $164,000. Merch brought in $1,000. Sponsors brought in $69,000, pretty much $70,000. Donations brought in $1,000. I don't understand this business model. If it seems if not for the Patreon, how are y'all, like, the Patreon and sponsors, how are y'all got all these people working for this company and think this is sustainable over time? Look at these expenses. Salaries, contractors, okay, 200,000. Freelancers, 5,000. Business expenses, 3,000. Summary income. The income is 277,000. The income is 277,000. The expenses are 291,000. Net income negative 13,678. Like, what is this business model, bro? Why do we need this many people to operate this brand? Am I missing something? The Triller says Calandra is done after this. Everything in this video is undeniable.
Overspending instead of pushing more people to the Patreon
Right.
and milking the community we already had to capitalize on the momentum. This is a team of talented creatives who just wanted to make things. They didn't have the desire to get as involved with Nick's power grabs, and of the leads that routinely took charge, none of them were qualified to make business decisions or content strategy. SWG didn't choose Nick to lead, it's just no one else wanted it. Even I didn't want a lead role. Myself and 3 others are qualified to help, but saying so made us seem argumentative, defensive, and arrogant. The specific event that finally made me see there was no chance for change was when I asked one lead if they were afraid Yahtzee would leave if they kicked Nick out, and this lead said SWG would be fine without Yahtzee. The group would get to keep his salary, the money in the war chest, and that would buy them enough time to find their way again. This lead in particular encouraged an every man for themselves mindset from early on that led to strong arming within the group. This was essentially the same conversation I had with the executives of gamers back at the Escapist that convinced me to leave then as well. I don't believe someone like that who can't perceive value is the kind of person that should be appointing themselves as HR, evaluating people's worth in the company, firing people, and then issuing statements about how the problems are just the usual growing pains. For my part, I believe this had to be public-facing because I exhausted every other avenue, and I believe Nick Calandra's standards of conduct and how he drives SWG go against everything we claim to stand for as a business.
Everything you claim to stand for as a business came from this like socialist mindset of we're all equal. That was a problem from the jump. I don't know what the hell made y'all think that could work. Somebody was going to try to assume power. It's in the nature of man. That is why we don't like DEI people and SJW people, because they pretend as though they're not like everybody else. The moment you give them power, it's going to be struggle for power amongst them, and then before you know it, you have some tyrant running every fucking thing. No, democracy is the way. And these people don't like democracy. Not talking about the people at Second Wind. I'm talking about people who believe in this everybody's equal, everybody's on the same page. No, there is a hierarchy.
Supposed to stand up for consumers, creatives, developers, workers, especially now when the industry looks so bleak. As far as I'm concerned, I believe Nick Calandra goes against the ideals he claims to uphold, misleads public perception, and actively profits from it. As part owner, employee at the time, and someone with a history of calling out these practices alongside Nick himself, I believe the right thing to do was to resign and inform the public. I did not leave because SWG refused to fire Nick. When I was asked if I'd leave if Nick stayed, I said I would continue to work in SWG to the best of my duties. The problems continued after that. I did not leave because the head of sales was fired. I barely knew them, as we had both been kept in isolation, and Nick fed me lies blaming the head of sales for our problems. My resignation was written before they were fired on August 1st. Feel free to jack whoever steps forward as the public representative for SWG, as details are kept vague. But now everything else I found after my resignation that I'm about to get into is pointed solely at Nick Calandra. It takes away any claim Nick might have of being unaware and unable to control himself. It also recontextualizes our history and fills in the gaps for a lot of questions I had. After I resigned, his former coworkers and bosses reached out to me with allegations of experiencing the same behavior and worse throughout the past 6 years and multiple outlets he's worked.
This is another thing I don't like. I'm not a fan of Nick Calandra, but I'm also not a fan of people anonymously. Let me not be a hypocrite. I just hate that people feel a need to be anonymous when they're saying things if somebody's in the wrong. It's the reason why we can't make any headspace. Like even like devs in the industry who come to content creators on YouTube and tell them about what's going on in the industry. It's hard to convince people we ain't just making the shit up when you don't want to put a name to it. But I understand it. You want to protect your family. You know what I'm saying? You want to protect your position in the industry, and I get that. But god damn, that shit aggravating. Because now I'm sitting up here reading messages you sent me to my audience, and they like, I don't know.
Why the fuck you lying? Why you always lying? Oh my god. Stop you fucking lying.
I'm just saying. That's just aggravating. Actually, quick tip, be mindful of Calandra potentially stalking your socials. He did that to me for close to a year. Anytime I say anything relating to games, press work until I finally blocked him. Hopefully that doesn't happen to you as well. But yeah, it's super weird. Yikes.
Like that. I made sure to find as many sources as I could to back up each claim, as well as do my due diligence to try and refute it. I verified the credibility of each piece of evidence and each individual, and I've also gotten the links to vet some of the people Nick himself pointed me to.
13 people came forward to say, hey, that nigga Nick Calandra is trash. Buns, cheeks. I don't know. 13 people is a lie. If they real, 13 people is a fucking lie. You heard me? Anyway.
He was once again lying and trying to delegitimize people and their claims. I will show what I can, but a lot of sources were given in confidence due to fear of retaliation from Nick or any consequences that may come from speaking out in the industry. Here's what I found on top of the stuff I personally experienced already. In a few words, Nick Calandra has a history of highly unethical behavior in games media and just in general, including everything else I've mentioned so far, plus taking equipment and product meant for press and publications under the guise of coverage and keeping it for personal use. Based on...
Nigga was stealing equipment. Nigga stole your equipment, was like, hey, yo, we kind of need this for coverage. All right, when I'm going to get my shit back? You ain't getting it back.
What? On evidence found...
I don't want to hear no fucking black stealing jokes from anybody in the bigot army, nigga. That nigga's white as hell.
Nick seems to have been using his own personal Steam account as the main Steam account for each of his publications he's worked at for over the past 10 years, allowing hundreds of press codes for games to be funneled directly into his personal Steam account rather than that of any individual publication. They follow him.
Nigga stealing games. So if you don't know what he's saying, basically when you work for the press, you don't use your personal Steam account to review games, I suppose. You use a Steam account that the company issues to you so that the games that you're giving access to goes to the company and not you. But apparently every company he went to, he used his own Steam account so that he owned the fucking games that the developers was giving out. That's crazy. That's insane. But that's your boy.
Congratulations. Oh my God.
That's your boy. That's your boy.
Where he goes. Now back to the rest of the stuff. Offsetting his costs with income from other sources to mislead associates. Consistent overpromising, underspending, and underdelivering that put other people's jobs on the line when layoffs come through. Pushing for content that validated his own views and tastes while discouraging any content that took a stance against his own biases. Prioritizing his own raises and money for his projects while holding back the upwards mobility of his coworkers and also prioritizing his publicity to the detriment of others. Cyberstalking his peers in the field to the point of making them uncomfortable. Slandering, libeling, blackballing, and threatening to mobilize his audience against people in the games industry with the explicit intent to harm their careers. Creating hostility in the work environment by lying.
See what I'm talking about? This is why he wanted to defend Alyssa Mercante so bad. Because they're all in cahoots. Guys, they're all in cahoots. It's a mafia. It's a goddamn mafia. You will comply with what we believe, or we will collude against you to make sure you can never operate in this industry again. That's nasty work. That's nasty work. But that's what they doing. Right now, he over there sitting there watching his phone screen going,
I ain't gonna lie, I'm getting cooked.
Let me see. Adair Soto says, it's funny he called you guys grifters and he's the definition of grift. Exactly. Doing the exact same shit you accuse everybody else of doing. And aTraes, we still, how can I like, the fuck? I can't see that. And aTraes will still simp for Alyssa. Let's be honest. You think I simp for Alyssa? All because I said we can't lie and sit here and act like she's like the most hideous thing we've ever seen. Alyssa Mercante is a pure psychopath. Okay. Any man who sleeps with that is wilding. That's why I said if it happened with me, it was because I'm very drunk. Alyssa got Me Too written all over her. And she admits to being a slut. She admits to being a slut while complaining about other people calling her a slut. It don't make sense. Her head isn't on straight. So,
manipulating, gaslighting, and isolating people who disagree with him or are shown to be more capable than him. Trading positive press, positive reviews, and documentary opportunities without disclosing that publishers were paying for his trips, paying for the documentaries, and Nick was bargaining for future employment. This isn't stuff that happened only 6 years ago. This was happening while we were at SWG and Escapist and every other outlet he worked at for the past 6 years. Now, this part's going to sound personal, but it's relevant and sets up the next points. A lot of Nick's behavior comes from a sense of entitlement, feeling like he is owed stuff. But a lot of Nick's behavior also comes from resentment. He feels wronged by people in games media, and Nick holds grudges. The issue is that Nick also has a problem with perception. It creates this catch-22 where if Nick wrongs you and you stand up for yourself, then he feels he can retaliate. But if Nick wrongs you and you don't do anything, then he thinks you're holding it in and plotting your revenge, which angers him, so he feels he can strike first. And anything can set him off. Important example here. For as long as I've known Nick, he hated this one specific individual with a passion, and what drove him up the walls was the way this person pretended to not know Nick. I reached out to this guy, and lo and behold, he actually...
I ain't gonna lie to you. I think this part is pretty irrelevant. I didn't really care. Okay, he was beefing with a nigga who apparently didn't know who he was, so I'm gonna go ahead and skip this part. All right.
be from a disgruntled employee of his prior to joining SWG, but that did not check out. I had enough on Nick already to know he was well aware of his actions and now being insincere. When I told him I was going to continue investigating the claims that popped up and allow him the chance to explain himself, his demeanor completely changed back.
Wait. Phantom War says he was also beefing with Johnny Boy? Nah, wasn't they? I thought that was butt buddies. Now, how'd that happen? I would love to know how that happened.
Back to the Nick I knew, accusing me of acting out of malice with the sole intent of running him out of games media. I do feel Nick was willing to say anything I was willing to hear at the time to try and prevent me from going through with it. The moderator agreed that truth should come forward. Nick panicked and named people he believed had it in for him from his days at Game.
Nick Calandra reminds me of that Voss guy. Like, nobody can look at this dude and see, like, the snake in him. Like, I don't know. Maybe it's the glasses. Maybe it's the way the nose protrudes from the glasses. He looked like he would bite the shit out of you from behind. Pause. Pause, Nick, pause.
Documentary, saying they forced him into a meeting to assert ownership under false pretenses and that he offered them jobs when he sold the brand, and they turned him down.
If you run that, then I will do what I need to do.
Well, sure. See, this is what I'm talking about.
Yeah, like they pulled me into a meeting on false pretenses under the four of them, where they tried to basically assert their ownership on Gamumentary despite not having paid any of the taxes, despite not having paid any of the business expenses. There's some contract they sent you. I don't remember what I signed on that, but that whole thing ended ugly. But that was not, like, I did not screw them out of money in any form on that. I tried to get them full-time jobs. They didn't want it. Kyle, Bailey, Jake Theriot.
That was a lie at the time, as I have the written document of the intervention that was held, as well as the audio recording of the meeting in which they gave Nick plenty of warning and asked him if he wanted to continue. Nick used to run a site called Only SP. It did okay, and then it didn't.
Why
so he sold
the
it.
fuck you lying? Why you always lying?
Jesus. He said, I got receipts. That motherfucker said, I got the recording of the audio. Y'all better learn how to squabble out here now. Y'all better fucking learn how to squabble out here now.
Teach your man how to squabble. Get that trigger next time, nigga.
Jesus Christ, that motherfucker said, I know you lying. I got the receipts.
He then tried again with Gamumentary. It was run on the hard work of volunteers, and at times staff members pitched in to cover costs. Needing funds, Nick launched a Kickstarter for $22,000. They made it, but only because Nick accepted a $4,000 investment from Outpost Games. Seems he has a history of cashing in on a community's goodwill, and also a history of unethically blending the lines between PR and journalism. He was trying to get into the PR business and has a journalism degree, so surely he knew the difference between PR and journalism and the ethics surrounding the two. Ever since then, Nick's been trading good press coverage and even reviews for favors, gifts, trips, and job opportunities. One such opportunity was when he sold Gamumentary to Enthusiast Gaming in exchange for...
And there lies Gamergate. There lies Gamergate. Okay? Trading good reviews and information. Hey. Shouts out to my boy James OP, man. Just upgraded his membership. I gotta figure out how to do that.
For documentaries and a salaried job opportunity for himself and no one else on the staff. The sale was propped up on his staff's hard work, and Nick used it to leverage a job for himself at Enthusiast Gaming. A group of four had a meeting with Nick to air out their grievances and work out their demands. They told him what the meeting was about, and he agreed to stay.
I will be asking him. I think I decided I'll read the thing with maybe a little bit of embellishment, probably not that much. And I'm not should I like ask after I finish that little paragraph like is this okay? Like, are you willing to listen?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. And then we can continue on down. And then once we
Oh shit. God damn it, James. Here we go. We finna be here a minute, y'all. Here we go. If you don't know the Lord, ladies and gentlemen, apparently James is tired of this video because he just shut the whole stream down. Jesus Christ. We got more single moms in the chat. Let's get it. If you're a single mom, drop some emojis in the chat, man. Shout out to all the new single moms. Jesus Christ. All my single moms, I need to see y'all. I gotta get some more emojis for y'all too. Jesus Christ. Thanks, James. Now you're single mom. I think this is the last one. Hey, Brandon, this must be your first time witnessing this. That's it. Okay, we through. We done. We're done. Shouts out to all the newest single moms in the chat. And god damn it, I dare you fucking. One more single mom. We got 11 new single moms in the chat. Shouts out to every single one of y'all. Welcome to the Squabblers. And now you're a single mom. So congratulations. You should have wrapped it up. You should have vetted better. You should have gotten a goddamn abortion.
To get past the issues and stuff, before we get to the demands, I just want to hear what he has to say.
Yeah, I agree.
If anything. Sorry if it seems like intervention-y. It doesn't. We don't mean for it to feel that way. We just wanted to basically have a meeting and talk about stuff. Are you down to listen?
Mm-hmm.
The grievances were sale of site without consulting staff and no.
That nigga Nick Calandra said, I'm down to listen. Psych. Hell no. To the no. Hell to the no. That nigga went down to hear shit.
No transparency on the details of the deal. No clarity of vision with site or YouTube.
Oh, James OP with the super chat. You know we got to dance on him.
With all your bitchin', get back in the kitchen. I'm hungry. Don't test me, bitch. Don't test me, girl. Don't test me, bitch. Do not test me, bitch.
Hey.
I will use my fist.
Hey.
I will smack your lip.
Hey.
I will bust your shit.
He says Black Myth Wukong pre-ordered. Cannot wait. Who are you telling? I can't wait either. I cannot wait either. It's gonna be. Wait a minute. I didn't even do the fucking test to make sure my PC can run that shit. Boy, I hope so. I surely hope so. Or I'm gonna be screwed. Cause I don't want to buy it on PlayStation, man. I don't want to buy it on PlayStation. I really don't. Let's continue.
Channel. Extreme amount of micromanaging. Complete control of the shoots, but he didn't have the knowledge or experience to perform the task correctly. Lack of transparency overall and making major decisions without discussing fully with executives. Disregard for the roles. Decisions or agreements reached in an executive or staff meetings are often disregarded or ignored soon after. Lack of respect of site members. The demands he agreed to, legally binding contracts concerning documentary rights, full transparency of the budget, clarification of roles, streamlined creative workflow, better organization surrounding docs, PR support for all content, but Nick would not under any circumstances agree to communicating business decisions with the team. Even if it wouldn't change anything about the decision, he chose to keep the team in the dark. According to him, they had no financial stake in the company whatsoever, even though he repeatedly promised pay, and it was the work of the volunteers that boosted Gamementary's value to make a sale in the first place. Each one resigned during that meeting, and in the end, he didn't tell them how much the site was purchased for.
Like, I'm completely aware. I'm not saying you don't have a stake in the site. You've worked on the documentaries and all that, and I totally plan to compensate you guys for that. But those are not, the financial dealings of the site are mine and mine alone.
Whew. I gotta be honest with you, bro. he airing on the grounds of needing an ass whooping. Talking about the financial dealings of the site are mine and mine alone. Nigga, who you talking to? Who you talking to?
I think that's what we disagree with.
You can't. Like literally my name is on the domain name. I pay the bills.
That's fine. We're not
I
saying
pay
that
the bills.
necessarily
I
has
pay
to
the
change.
taxes on the site.
It's that for
I handle
morale
all
to
the
improve
business
across the
operations of the
team, that cannot go forward. In order for us to feel like a team and not peasants in a kingdom, that process has to change.
The financial, that's not the business dealings of the site. The financials of the site are with me.
I think it's time for us to kind of come to a point away. I'm going to speak for myself here. There were things that I was hoping to get out of this meeting in terms of changes, agreed upon changes that we kind of went through, et cetera. And Nick, the truth is, I don't feel like there is enough change coming from you in terms of actually wanting to make the site better and own up to mistakes that have been made by you or by others or by all of us. And quite frankly, at this point, I'm out. I'm out of the website. I don't want to be part of this anymore if my effort and my work for more than a year, more than 30 plus pieces of content is not going to be appreciated. And
serious,
that there's
dude?
not
Are you
going to be
kidding
any
me?
changes going forward.
I ran OSP for 4 years, and people did a hell of a lot more work for me than you've done.
Okay,
And
let's
and
stop
they
insulting
stood.
people.
Does this sound like the nigga with the moral high ground? Does this sound like the second coming of Jesus, nigga? The nigga on Twitter who fight and defend. Let me defend Alyssa Mercante. All I want to know, Nick, did you get the cheeks? Did Alyssa Mercante let you beat the cheeks? Did she? If Alyssa Mercante let you beat the cheeks, then I can let you slide. But if you did all of this and didn't get no cheeks, oh no.
Are you out of your mind?
All this faking on the internet, trying to defend Alyssa Mercante like you just a knight in shining armor and you do everything right and you tell the truth all the time and you don't have no misogynistic ways and you're honest all the time. Go fuck yourself, nigga. Did you get the cheeks or not? If not, you's a dumb bitch. You's a dumb bitch.
You's a dumb bitch. You's a dumb bitch. You's a dumb bitch. You's a dumb bitch.
Dummy.
You's a dumb bitch.
Dummy.
You's a dumb bitch. Don't know how to spend your money.
You's a dumb bitch.
You's a dumb bitch. You's a dumb bitch. You wanna act.
Fuck out of here. You did all this caping on Twitter trying to defend Alyssa Mercante, tanking your own company, and for what? You are dry dick Devin, nigga. I'm so sorry. Your name is no longer Nick Calandra. It's dry dick Devin, nigga.
One last question, just kind of a shot in the dark here. How much is Enthusiast paying for Gamumentary and the site as a whole?
I'm not telling you that.
And even if you did hit, you look like a one stroke and then nut ass. Now, I ain't gonna lie to you. You look like you stroked one good time. Ah, damn, my back. Damn, that's karma. Fuck.
Lord have mercy, I'm about to bust.
Oh, you know she's the pagan type too, Juan. Shouts out to Juan who's in the chat. Yeah, you know she's the pagan type. She strikes me as the type of woman to put on a fucking strap on in the bed and like, ooh, you want to try something new? Bitch, no. The fuck?
Okay.
But after talking to Nick's former coworkers from various outlets, I continued to find threads and trends that led back to his Gamumentary days. Even the little things became big things. Example, Nick drew heavy criticism back when he made the Kingdom Come Deliverance documentary. The head of the company was a Gamergator and shared alt-right views. Nick approached this controversy purely from Warhorse Studios' angle without critically examining the direct.
Hold on, let me go back to that. He said, who is a Gamergator and shares alt-right views? I love how they associate being pro Gamergate is being alt-right. Are you niggas stupid? You niggas are dumb. You niggas are dumb. You can't make this shit up.
God damn it! You can't make this shit up!
days. Even the little things became big things. Example, Nick drew heavy criticism back when he made the Kingdom Come Deliverance documentary.
Kingdom Come Deliverance. So the head at Kingdom Come Deliverance is a Gamergator. Shouts out to him.
The head of the company was a Gamergator and shared alt-right views. Nick approached this controversy purely from Warhorse Studios' angle without critically examining the director's stances, which some viewers thought was a bad call, causing Nick to argue with them. This felt inconsistent with Nick because I know he believes in asking the hard questions, having before ambushed people he was interviewing with uncomfortable questions the interviewee asked to be withheld beforehand. Nick trades good press coverage and holds back criticism in exchange for paid documentaries, trips, gear, and job opportunities, and a lot of his connections stem from his gamumentary days. His staff at the time was not pleased when they found out. This recontextualized one of Nick's patterns of behavior. A lot of Nick's personal tastes and biases that he pushed on his staff for coverage or restricted them from criticizing led back to his PR connections. He was making deals behind the scenes without them knowing.
What second sequel you talking about, Adair?
Found one where he threw in a positive review to sweeten the deal. All for flights, gifts, job favors, documentary opportunities, none disclosed. That made us look at his odd social media addiction in a different light. I also thought Nick flew off the handle, but something was off. Nick had already been made aware of his problem and vowed to be better back when he was tricked into publishing false evidence. He behaved himself.
Nick went too far in April and then chilled out a little, or at least kept it defensive for the most part. Just Between Us was sent this. I mean, he was wilding back earlier this year.
Sort of, and was a bit more vague and defensive. Then he went on the attack almost out of nowhere until he embarrassed himself on a podcast, which I warned him about. He claimed...
Here go James OP with another, you know we got to hit the dance. You know we got to hit the dance.
With all your bitchin', get back in the kitchen. I'm hungry. Don't test me, bitch.
Don't test me.
Yeah, don't test me, bitch. Do not test me, bitch. I will use my fist. I will smack your lip. I will bust your shit. Oh, girl.
He says, according to the FTC, Federal Trade Commission, it is illegal to incentivize reviews in the United States. But yet games media continues to do it, and when you call them out for doing it, you're an alt-right Nazi. You're a racist. You're a bigot. What do I always tell y'all on my channel about feminine warfare? This is a country that has been infested by the thought process of a woman. They invent words and use it to slander you so nobody takes you seriously. You see how that works? Remember how Gamergate, the original Gamergate, started? Wasn't somebody giving up the cheeks for favorable reviews? And then when gamers start calling it out, all of a sudden everybody's a racist, a sexist, and a homophobe because you gave up the cheeks for favorable reviews? I don't know. I'm just saying.
Claims he stopped because he was threatened with termination, but that came after the fact that his apparent Lady Fair had sided with his arch nemesis, who once again pretended to not know that Nick existed. Keep in mind that Nick has a history of making relationships up and trying to be a knight in shining armor, so I wouldn't trust Nick's word that someone else motivated him. But now I know he had Twitter Blue during that time and was hiding it. If you don't know, Twitter Blue lets you get money from engagements. I remember that Nick found out how much money could be made from Twitter Blue on June 11. You can hide the blue checkmark, but you can also tell someone has Twitter Blue because that's the only way to make posts that are longer than the 280 character limit. Nick was making money during his culture warring. All that outrage amounted to about 2 million engagements for a whopping $10. Twitter Blue...
What? 2 million engagements only get you, what? Did he say $10? You can get $100 from around 500 million engagements. I don't know. Twitter's monetization might be fucking worse than TikTok. That's all I get? 500 million engagements? $100? I think that's trash. That's trash.
What the hell was that?
Like imagine getting millions and millions of impressions and engagements on your Twitter, and then your bank account get hit with $100 payment. You go look at.
What the hell was that?
Come on, Elon.
Cost $8 at base, so he tanked our reputation and made it harder to find sponsors for $2 Twitter. Makes you wonder if it's less embarrassing to admit to having a social media problem that draws in sympathy. Not saying he was tanking SWG's value and planning to sell it, I'm just noting that Nick has sold only SP, Gamumentary, and in his mind he facilitated the sale of Escapist. What incentive does this man have to not run a business into the ground when he knows he can just sell it off after the fact? Nick went on to Escapist magazine and somehow ended up as editor-in-chief. Talking to workers that were there before my time, Nick isolated a few of the content creators and lorded over them with his heavy-handed content direction. Say you wanted to cover your favorite game, well, Nick wouldn't greenlight or promote it until you covered one of his favorite games first, or one of his undisclosed connections. He can't stick.
This dude is a piece of work. Leveraging his company. Look at all the stuff they accuse you of doing. Leveraging his position at companies to get favorable I don't even know. Let me run that back. Say what he said again.
Nighttime, Nick isolated a few of the content creators and lorded over them with his heavy-handed content direction. Say you wanted to cover your favorite game, well, Nick wouldn't greenlight or promote it until you covered one of his favorite games first, or one of his...
I won't let you make a video covering your favorite game unless you make a video covering my favorite game.
undisclosed connections. He can't state the games because it might reveal the creators, but he was getting bolder with the unethical quid pro quo. More documentary opportunities as well as gaming gear were coming up for Calandra. But Nick couldn't keep the video side in the green, so he used money from the editorial side to offset the losses, a major red flag that led to the parent company splitting the video side away from the rest of the site. Nick was on his own now, not doing well, and then gamers bought up Escapist magazine. This was around the time I showed up. I didn't see many red flags with Nick at the time, but man did I have a bad time under gamers. It led me to believe it was his corporate bosses. He dangled a full-time contract over me for months and ignored his boss's attempts to promote me.
By the way, Frost, you got to take some accountability in this shit. How you let this man... I mean, it sounded to me like he pegged you for a full year, bro. I ain't gonna lie.
He had me voice 60 videos for his Prima project where we assembly line Lords of the Fallen guides to no success. He had me voice his Stratos videos and shorts. He wanted me to come up with yet another series and another series. All of this on top of my other duties. I was in big time crunch mode and Nick was practically begging me to get him through the year because his bosses set unreal expectations. Turns out that was a lie. Nick was the one who promised them $805,000 in 2024 from YouTube video side alone while we were losing 30 to 60K quarterly. Nick was...
Bro, you promised them what? Just under $1 million. I don't know. That's insane.
All over the place and received numerous complaints of creating a hostile work environment. He demanded the contracts be rewritten so that everyone answered to him, and it created this strange back and forth where Nick and his boss were fighting over me until the CEO pulled me into a meeting. I didn't know who to believe at the time. Nick said everything was their fault. Gamers said it was Nick's fault. They finally gave me access to the analytics though, and I was happy to see that Nick or whoever set up the YouTube backend wasn't very good at it. Once we optimized it a little, we could get more value per video and make the climb less daunting. But it did show me only Yahtzee and I were profitable. This is what led the executives to finally try and cut Nick clean off. He had run out of excuses for why he couldn't grow a video series and a channel. He took their money and it was time to pay it back, but he wanted to play victim instead. Their plan was for a Nicholas Escapist, one where the creators got to experiment and do what they wanted with the channel. He angrily declared the Escapist would never be profitable and that set his boss off. But we didn't know that. The team wasn't going to be fired until Nick threw a temper tantrum. He would rather an outlet go up in flames with him in it than have it succeed without him. And that's how we ended up leaving, unaware that Nick was the cause of all of our problems.
Take some personal accountability, nigga. You believed in Nick Calandra and you left with him. You was glazing that man. You was glazing him. He sold you a lie. You was glazing him. Take accountability. You could have stayed at the Escapist, but you was slurping that Calandra coochie. And he tricked you.
Before we worked at SWG, though, I demanded to know whether he held me back from a promotion or if it was corporate. I wouldn't be mad, and I was fine with it if he used it to bargain for the full-time pay of the other staff members. He held firm that it wasn't him, and he'd go on to overspend, overpromise, overwork, underdeliver, and create a hostile workplace just as he had a game inventory and Escapist, while continuing to do back-alley deals with his PR connections where he traded positive coverage and dulled criticism in exchange for favors, job opportunities, and paid documentaries. That's as far as this one's going to go because all the remaining details expand on my problem with Nick plus SWG leading up to my resignation, and I felt it watered down the core focus of Nick's actions. If there are any questions pertaining to Nick, feel free to ask.
So that's pretty much it. That's the whole video. Honestly, guys, I never want to hear anything from this Nick Calandra nigga again. I don't want to hear nothing about him. I don't want to see shit from him. He can't argue with nobody on Twitter anymore. We got 22 minutes of allegations. Straight allegations. I want to hear shit from that nigga. Leave Twitter, leave YouTube, go find a career doing something else. I don't want to see this nigga in the gaming industry. Every time this nigga posts something, I'm roasting his ass. Well, no, I can't because he blocked me. But, I mean, that's really why I don't like you niggas. I don't even know you. I never interacted with you niggas a day in my life, and you blocked me. What? That's all I'm saying. So y'all let me know what y'all think. It's insane. It's insane. All that fucking white knighting he was doing for Alyssa Mercante. Whole time he's swindling people behind closed doors. You can't make this shit up. Anyway, we got to move on, guys, because there's much more to talk about, and it's gonna be 6 o'clock in about 40 minutes. So we have to discuss. Let me do this really quick. So they're going after my boy. And I don't like it. Hold on. Give me a second. With all your bitching, get back in the kitchen. I'm hungry. Don't test me, bitch. They going after my boy Hypnotic. Okay. I got receipts. I'm trying to pull them all up because I was too lazy to do it while I was preparing the show. What Hypnotic at? Let me see. Where is it? 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 Ah, here we go. All right. All right. Here we go. Let's bring this up. Let's bring this up. Okay. Y'all ready? They on some bullshit. They going after my boy Hypnotic. Now, oh, let me get my DMs out the way. I've said to y'all a great many of times, and I've said it from the moment I came on YouTube. I'm not the type of nigga that wants to go back and forth when it comes to serious shit. I believe in violence. I believe in finding out where you at and coming to your face and asking you about certain shit. Now, we want to talk shit and roast each other. Cool, I'm all for that. We can do that. But it's certain shit you cannot come back from. And one thing you cannot come back from at no point ever. Anybody out there watching me right now, if you plan on beefing with me in the future, if you accuse me of being a PDF file and you don't have any legitimate proof, if I see you, I'm going to beat the dog shit out of you. Is that clear? I think that's pretty fair. I will beat the dog shit. Do you know what PDF file allegations can do to somebody? And so now we have this situation. This shit here is egregious, and I swear to God, I hope my boy Hypnotic is squabbling on this one. He got to squabble on this one. If he can't get his hands on them, if he can't put paws on them, he better bring them to court.
Teach your man how to squabble. Get that trigger next time, nigga.
He better. So let's look at this. So Hypnotic says, so Airbag and Sprague, which was that alleged Kotaku artist that came on his platform and got obliterated, by the way, have decided to cut a tweet of mine out of context, delete the information in the tweet, then post it and try to accuse me to their fan base of being a PDF file. I have posted the full context of the conversation tweet they clipped out. The tweet had nothing to do with age of consent. The tweet had to do with an anime profile picture trans person talking to Real Mark Fox about being too old to be using Twitter. You can see the conversation in the picture of the full tweet thread I posted here below. Am I mad about this? No, because I truthfully expect this from those who are desperate. I am all for trolling, but you will not accuse me of being a pedophile and think that it's going to be taken lightly. The last person who did that on here found out legally really quick that you will not fly, and it got corrected within days. I will simply leave you with this. If you think you are going to continue to accuse me of being a pedophile, which is one of the worst things you can ever call someone, let it be known I will come after you for everything you are worth. And unlike Alyssa Mercante, I have the funds and the capability to do so, and I will not hesitate. Make fun of me, troll me, do all that, and we can have fun with that. But faking a tweet to get people to think that I am a pedophile, yeah, now I see the extent of your desperation. This picture will be kept for future reference, and a photo will be built of the offenders, as I am sure they will continue. Please bury yourselves further. Don DeMarco. Don fucking DeMarco. And to add context, as far as the Alyssa Mercante comment, basically he's saying, remember earlier this year, Alyssa Mercante was supposed to be taking legal action against Hypnotic and Grums? Yeah, how the fuck did that pan out?
Why the fuck you lying? Why you always lying? Oh my God. Stop fucking lying.
Broke ass. You ain't got no money to feed. You ain't got no fucking money. Fuck out of here. The hell you think this is? The hell you think this is? Anyway, let's look at this tweet. So this is what that clown show Airbag posted. Concerning. I love the obvious underage trans accounts on this platform known as X. I never understood the age thing as an argument. It's hilarious. So obviously, on the surface, if you took that at face value, it looks like he's saying he loves underage trans accounts. And then he said he doesn't understand the age of consent thingy. But then when you look at the actual tweet and what was said, Mark Fox, normal. I thought you types didn't believe in such a thing. This trans person says, yeah, and it's not being 40 with a Twitter like yours. Don't you have AARP to apply for? This person says, I have a full-time job. I don't need to apply for shit. You should try it out. And then Hypnotic responds, I love the obvious underage trans accounts on this platform known as X that all for some reason pretend that they themselves are not going to get old and die one day. One today too. I believe he meant to say one day too. I never understood the age thing as an argument. It's hilarious. So these niggas deliberately blanked out part of that tweet and tried to make it seem like he said some PDF file shit. Hold on. Oh, my bad. I just got a wild text. First of all, let's go to this nigga Airbag's page. This dude is a certified weirdo. Certified weirdo. Where is that? Damn, this nigga tweet a lot. Addicted to social. Look at this fucking weirdo. Calling people a PDF file when you look like this is absolutely insane. What? Nigga, groom yourself. You know who he looks like? He looks like that junkie from that episode of Daredevil. Remember the one who was on heroin? I'm really fucked up, man. I was really fucked up. He made me do it, man. He made me do it. Fucking weirdo. Look at this dude, man. Look at this. Look at this dude, man. You just cannot make this shit up, guys. You can't make it up. Hold on. Wait, hold on. I'm trying to pull up some more receipts. Alyssa Mercante. Wait, so the people who have been photoshopping cum on my face is not cum, bitch. It's drool. You dumb motherfucker. Hold up.
You's a dumb bitch. 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 You's a dumb bitch.
I just want to point that out. It's not cum, you retarded motherfucker. It's drool. You can't even put cum or jizz in Canva. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? Sharing fake wedding invitations for me and them, saying I have herpes. I ain't gonna lie. Hypno be wild with that shit. Declaring I fuck people to advance my career, which allegedly I'm sorry. I believe that you do. I absolutely positively believe that you do. Former sex worker, suddenly a senior editor at a video game outlet. Get the fuck out of here. Get the fuck out of here. Announcing that I suck dick for money and otherwise, well, I mean, you were a sex worker. Like, I don't know what you thought, but you're a sex worker. So, I mean, you said that yourself. All right. And otherwise, what word is that? Libeling me? Are mad people are making jokes about them? Oh, now it's a joke. So altering a tweet, because here's the thing, Alyssa Mercante, no one has altered anything to accuse you of something. Everything we've said about you comes from shit that comes out your own mouth. Nobody's altered a tweet, a picture, an article, none of that shit to accuse you of something. Fuck out of here. Fuck out of here. Fuck out of here. Anyway, we're gonna move on from that one. Let me get to some of these comments. I've been neglecting y'all. I'm sorry. Brandon the anime guy says they can and they do ruin lives. Yeah, they do. James OP says never mind. You found it. James OP says he is calling out Grums in that one. Yeah, I know he's calling out Grums in that one, but I just wanted to point out that this dude looks like an absolute freak show. Okay. Alyssa looks like Dylan Mulvaney's brother, bro.
What? What the fuck?
Ams S says BLM member aTraes. Jokes. Absolutely the hell not. MRI Gamer says she probably pocketed that 20K from that stream. Nah, what more than likely happened is that shit went to them executives. That's more than likely what happened. Anyway, let's move on. So while we are on that topic, we got to talk about these reviews for Black Myth Wukong. Okay. All right. Black Myth Wukong. Let me come over here, go to my page. So the reviews for Black Myth Wukong have been coming out. Look at this bullshit here. 3 stars out of 5. You see the pros? You see this shit? Oh my God, just found your live again. What you mean? What you mean, Reach? Black Myth Wukong, 3 stars. Combat is fluid and fun. Cinematography can be breathtaking at times. Great diversity in items and mechanics. Cons: game performance is unpolished, which, if true, fair. Lacking in inclusivity. Wow, I'm stupid.
You stupid.
Lacking in inclusivity and diversity.
What? What the fuck?
I'm not asking what the you think about it. I don't give a about your views. Clearly, your ideology is off. I'm not.
Like, what the fuck are we talking about? It's a game about a fucking monkey. A fucking monkey. Most of the fucking people in the game are animals. Lions, tigers, bears, what the fuck are you talking about? This is why we want you niggas out. This is why we will continue to celebrate when you niggas lose your jobs. Screen Rant. You fucking idiots. You fucking morons.
What?
Lacking in diversity. I'm sorry. Is the monkey a straight white male? That would be news to me. Congratulations, white man. I'm calling you niggas monkeys. Remember how long y'all called us monkeys? Remember how long y'all did? folks? Yeah, you niggas are monkeys now because the media says this is a straight white male. This monkey is a straight white male according to the media. Oh, man. Oh, man. I they had to remove the author's name to protect them. Where let me go back. Where is it? Screen Rant removed the name of the author for the review of Black Myth Wukong due to safety reasons. It now shows Screen Rant team as the author. Editor's name. The author's name has been removed for their safety. Guys, you can't make this shit up. You can't make this shit up. You cannot make this shit up at all.
God damn it! You can't make this shit up.
We gotta move on though. Okay. I just want to let y'all know this is the reason why we're gonna celebrate every time these motherfuckers lose their jobs. Every time. I will pour up a new glass of champagne every time you niggas lose your job because this is the shit we gotta deal with. Lack of diversity and inclusivity in a game full of fucking animals, nigga. Let's move on. We got one more topic we gotta get to before we go to New Black Street. Okay? We got one more topic. We got 20 minutes left. Matter of fact, let me go ahead and do this. Oops, not what I wanted to do. Okay, so, oh shit, y'all ain't supposed to see that. My bad.
Oh shit.
Oh fuck, hold up. I just goofed. Oh shit, let's just ignore that. Let's move on. Okay, we got to talk about before we close out the show. We got to talk about. Oh shit, Beau fucking DeMayo. That was backstage at New Black Street. Y'all weren't supposed to see that. I know that nigga's like, what the fuck? We gotta talk about Beau DeMayo. Guys. So remember back in March, Beau DeMayo was fired from the X-Men 97 series, okay? So when he was fired in March, we all assumed that this show was trash. Oh my God. The show must have been terrible that they fired this guy a month before the show debuts. Right? Then the show comes out and it's fucking amazing. It's amazing. The show, I will continue to say that. The show is amazing. So why was he fired? So we've been hearing rumors, speculation, something about his OnlyFans, tough to work with, something like that. But he seems like a great guy on Twitter. He actually went on Diabolical Soul's platform to talk about X-Men 97. Seems like a stand-up guy. I even follow the guy on Twitter. Well, now Disney or Marvel has spoken. This came out. Beau DeMayo allegedly sent nude photos of himself in sexually suggestive hero poses to several young male staffers working on X-Men 97, saying they could be used as inspiration. He also allegedly groped an assistant multiple times and emotionally and physically abused. He was emotionally and physically abusive to other staffers. Oh my God.
Oh my God!
Woo! Woo! I said it. Gooch, where you at? I told you. See, Gooch was under the belief, Gooch from Diabolical Souls, go subscribe to his channel. We talked about this on Saturday Night Hypnosis. Go subscribe to Hypnotic's channel. We talked about this. Gooch was under the belief that Marvel fired him because he would not comply with the woke agenda. No, they fired this nigga because he was too deep in the woke agenda. You can't make this shit up. This nigga was down there being a super booty bandit. He was down there being a super booty bandit. Now, again, allegedly, okay? Allegedly. We got to say allegedly because we ain't seen no proof. Apparently, let's go Beau DeMayo. Okay. Okay. This is what he posted. This is allegedly what set Marvel off recently because he posted this during Pride Month. He said, firstly, I'm so grateful to have worked on X-Men 97, collaborating with some amazing, talented folks. Creating this revival was a dream come true, and the support fans have shown is touching. However, I felt it pressing for me to speak up in the wake of leaving the show. Okay? He posted this on June 4th. Now, by this time, he had been fired. I gotta be honest with you. I'm with Marvel on this. If I fired you, nigga, stop posting content that would suggest that like people may construe with you being associated with our brand. Posting yourself damn near naked in X-Men gear, and everybody knows you worked on the show. People might get confused. Stop it. You're being weird. Let me see. He went on, he says, above is X-Men fan art I posted on Instagram for Gay Pride in June. On June 13th, Marvel sent a letter notifying me they stripped my season 2 credits due to the post. Sadly, this is the latest in a troubling pattern I suffered through while working on X-Men 97 and Blade. I didn't know he worked on Blade. I'll have more to say soon. But yes, I did. I'll have more to say soon, but must take a step back from social media to find a safer space for me to be out proud and nerdy. Stay tuned. Nigga, nah. Don't run from social media now. I need you to address these allegations. Now, there was a guy. What's his name? Was it John Snyder or some shit like that? I think his name was John Snyder. I don't know how to. Shit. Let me do this. Look at this shit. Beau DeMayo was sending those X-Men staffers pics like this, saying, this is how Cyclops shoot. Hey man, this is funny. Hey man, this is funny. Where is it? Where's this John Snyder dude? This is my first time seeing this. You're not. Oh, Beau DeMayo, you're not seeing heaven at all, and to pretend like you were all innocent was certainly a choice. Wow. So this says, back in March, Marvel Studios fired X-Men 97 creator Beau DeMayo just weeks before the season 1 premiere of the animated series, which would go on to become a hit with both critics and audiences. DeMayo had already finished work on season 2 when he was fired by Marvel, which did not offer any explanation regarding his departure. On Thursday, Beau DeMayo took, we already know this. So late on Thursday night, Marvel took the extremely unusual step of firing back offering the following statement to THR. Mr. DeMayo was terminated March 2024 following an internal investigation. Given the egregious nature of the findings, we severed ties with him immediately, and he has no further affiliation with Marvel. If I say you have no further affiliation with Marvel, stop posting yourself half-ass naked on Twitter. I mean, not on Twitter, on Instagram and in Marvel gear. Okay? I'm told that DeMayo sent nude photos of himself, or at the very least photos of himself in various states of undress, to several young male staffers. Some of these photos allegedly featured DeMayo wearing superhero costumes and striking sexually suggestive hero poses that could be used as inspiration for the show. DeMayo was asked to stop sending such photos, but I am told he persisted nonetheless. If you were a guy who looked like they could be under 30 on that show, you have his nudes, whether you wanted them or not. Ew! What? What the fuck? Additionally, I was told DeMayo allegedly groped an assistant on multiple occasions, and he was both emotionally and physically abusive to staffers, though I don't have any specific incidents to share on that front. And I'm gonna keep it a beam with y'all. All of this is alleged, and I've seen some things where allegedly Beau DeMayo's lawyer is coming out saying that Marvel is gaslighting, but I believe it. If you follow Beau DeMayo on Twitter, that's why I believe it. There's been several times where I'm scrolling through Twitter and I gotta go, oh, nigga, because I'm thinking, because he posts himself half-ass naked so much, I'm thinking I'm about to scroll and see a dick. Like, oops, a dick. I'm like, bro. I eventually unfollowed the nigga because I'm like, bro, I don't follow content like that. I don't even follow content like that for women. So I shouldn't have to scroll through my fucking Twitter and damn near see a dick. Especially not from a rainbow warrior. I don't care about you being gay. Live your life. But nigga, get your dick out of my face. So yeah, I believe it. I believe it. We'll see how this unfolds. I can't wait to see it, guys. I can't wait to see it. Anyway, so guys, we're about to go straight into New Blackstreet with Kata. So I'm about to go and get ready for that. I'm already the show is in 10 minutes. I'm about to drop the link again. Where is my Twitter? So guys, go over to New Blackstreet and subscribe to the channel. Right now, me and Kata teaming up an extended roasting session for 2 hours. I'm dropping it in the chat right now. I got to go though. This went on longer than what I thought it was going to. Oh, that is not what I wanted to do. This went on longer than I thought it was going to go because that Nick Calandra video took so long. But hey, so I'm going to talk to you guys later. New Blackstreet in 10 minutes. Yeah. Shouts out to everybody who came by. Good boys says get him on the show. Nah, nigga, not happening. Not happening. So, yeah, New Blackstreet. See y'all in a moment over there. And yeah, talk to y'all later.